Welcome back to the Financial Logistician. I am your host, All-Nighter Hider. And if you have made the decision in your head that you are going to take control of your personal finances, then this is the video for you. This is the one where I talk about where I started, where I think anybody should start, and that's with yourself. When we are born, I'm assuming you're human. When you're born, I'm assuming you were born naked and ignorant. Now, ignorant is not bad. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. We're all ignorant of something. When I say ignorant, we simply have not learned something yet. So I'm ignorant in speaking Chinese. Big deal. A lot of people are. If someone's ignorant in wiping their own ass, that's not a good thing to be ignorant in. So being ignorant there's different levels of ignorance, let's say. We're all born naked and ignorant, right? So we all start in the same place. I think of our abilities. We need to know what our abilities are. So I'm not a gamer, but I've played video games before. And I know that if you're playing a video game, sometimes you got this character and there'll be a list of all their abilities, right? Their speed, their agility, their defense, their offense, all these skills and abilities they have, right? They may have this bar, vertical, horizontal, whatever it may be. They give these values and bars to these different skill levels, and that's what I think of as far as who we are. When we're born naked and ignorant, and we have all these bars that are completely empty. We don't have the speed, we don't have the agility, we don't have the knowledge, all these things. The neighbor's having fun over there. I can smell it. So we're all born with these empty bars of abilities and skills. As we grow up, those bars fill up. And now that you are grown up, I'm assuming you're a little grown up, you need to realize who you are. What level are those bars at? So what is your knowledge base? What is your speed? What is your agility? Talking about investing, but what are these bars that you have? You need to really be honest with yourself as to who you are. What do you want to do? What do you like to do? What can you do? What can't you do? What are your inabilities? That's a huge one to know. Knowing thyself is absolutely foundational to knowing where you're going to go. You have to know where you are, much like a map in a mall. They have these maps that they used to. I don't know if you're watching this, they don't have malls anymore. I don't know if things are changing real quick, but they used to have these things called shopping malls, and there'd be tons of different shopping, places within one small location. So they'd have these maps. If you want to go to this location, this store, look at the map, and it'll tell you where you are and where you want to go. Well, it's essential to know where you are, and that's the point of this video. Who are you? You need to be honest with yourself as to who you are, your abilities, know where those bars are, where they're filled up, and from there, then you can figure out where you want to go and how to get there. But those are the three things. You need to know where you are, where you want to go, before you can draw the line in between the two of how to get there. So it's absolutely foundational to be honest with yourself. Who are you? And what are your abilities? And just as important, what are your inabilities? When I first started, I made the switch in my head that, hey, I'm 38. I just made 25 grand in a settlement case for a rollover crash in a truck. And I made the decision that I'm not going to buy toys. I'm not going to buy guns, even though guns are kind of an investment. I'm not going to buy stuff like that. I'm going to use that 25K to actually purchase a better future for myself. And that's what I did. So when I did that, I went on YouTube and I typed in financial terms and their definitions. And I started watching videos. And I started watching videos very similar to this. One of those was Mark Moss. Mark Moss is a very good guru, if you would, to go and watch here on YouTube. I bought his course, actually. I figured he was worth my time and he was worth my currency. So I went ahead and I bought his course. And I'm so glad I did. I think I've really only ever looked at it one time. That's all it really took. But in that, he talked about knowing thyself. And he didn't phrase it in that term, but it's absolutely foundational that you know who you are, to know where you are, and then also where you want to go. But that's later on. You got to know who you are first before you can even figure out where you want to go and if you can get there. Another thing he said, and this, I'll include this in the video, whatever. Another thing he said was the team that has gotten you where you are is not the team that's going to get you where you want to be. So yes, know yourself, and then from there you can start developing a network. And within that network, you find the people that are worthy and use their abilities as well as strengthen their inabilities, because the symbiotic relationship in a network. From there, you can get your network and strengthen each other and get where you want to go. But most likely, people will drop off. Ambitions are different for everybody, so some people drop off, some people pick up, and that's an interesting part too. I'm totally getting off on the weeds, but as I create my network, now that I know who I am and I've started my foundation, I'm creating my network, and I'm getting younger guys coming into my network. Not a lot of people have fallen off, because most people are really good, but the younger guys coming in, I'm obviously getting older, so it's just going to naturally happen. But yeah, these younger kids coming in their early 20s, man, I'm 45 years young. So when I see someone, half my age, that's doing what I'm doing, and man, that's just awesome. They have so much time ahead of them. So do it early. I'll cut it off there. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Know thyself. That is absolutely critically foundational to your personal finance journey and taking control of your personal finance, because they're yours. They're nobody else's. They're yours. So take control of them by knowing thyself. Investing is incredibly personal. Invest accordingly.